Phil Lord and Chris Miller are on a roll with their new highly acclaimed Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. However, before these two stole the Spidey spotlight, they are also famous for directing one of animation's biggest surprises, the Lego Movie. Released in 2014, the CGI animated movie starring Lego minifigures in a fully Lego-constructed world shocked, entertained, but most importantly touched the hearts of children, parents, and even critics. This is not your average toy movie. This movie addresses inner confidence, the joy of creative imagination, and what it means to be the special. But in order to really deconstruct, get it, the film, let's jump to the moment everyone's jaw dropped and hearts grew. Before I start, however, there are two mediums I will be breaking down in my discussion. The first is live action, which is hopefully obvious, and the second is the animated portion of the film. I am going to refer to the animated medium as Legoscope. To review, live action, Legoscope. Live action, okay, you get it, let's move on. Near the end of the film, Father Will Ferrell asks his son Finn the question that defines the movie, which is...
If the construction guy said something to President Business, what would he say?
The response from Emmet is a touching speech, but what caught my eye was how it was shot. The cinematography, both in the live action and the Legoscope, are extremely deliberate, and they connotate an even deeper meaning to the movie than what lies on the surface. The first thing to note is the match cut that act as a transition between live action and Legoscope. Both Finn and Emmet are set in the exact same place in the frame, even though their bodies are different proportions. The importance is that they are both on the same third line, and their eyes are on another same third line. Also, the very slow and gentle movement of the camera is in the exact same direction and pace as the other. This match cut between Emmet and Finn occurs twice in the exact same way. Keep that in mind. Also, the lighting remains unified as well between the two mediums. A hazy royal blue surrounds Will Ferrell in both mediums, and a warm orange does the same around Emmet and Finn. This is especially apparent in the wide shot, where not only the frame matches the subjects, but the lighting does as well. Finally, I can't discuss a Lego movie without talking about the actual gorgeous Lego structures in the live-action medium. While it is nice to gaze at the beautiful designs of the sets, the filmmakers carefully chose which sets to place in the foreground of the subjects in the live-action moments. For Will Ferrell, he is surrounded by tall buildings or skyscrapers, while Finn has cranes and construction equipment in his foreground. This all may seem like a very clean and organized editing and shooting decision to keep the mood of Emmet's speech smooth and relaxed, with no jarring differences when the movie transitions from one medium to the other. However, there is something deeper that validates this movie into something much more. According to Christian Metz, significance arises in a film through denotation and connotation. The 3 points I made were all denotations of the hero's speech. The connotation is rooted in the clear and unseeable connection between Finn and Emmet. Remember what I said about the match cut? The only time a clear match cut occurs between the two mediums is if Finn or Emmet are in the frame. This is done deliberately in order to connotate that Finn is Emmet. One major idea from the Lego Movie is that the whole story and plot is created by Finn. We know this because Emmet falls into a vortex to see the real world where Finn is playing with Lego and performing the same plot point the story was last in. Finn yelling, "Spaceship, spaceship," is referring to Benny's spaceship! Therefore, the story of the Lego Movie in the Legoscope is all creatively imagined by Finn. So when the match cut occurs for the first time, it really isn't a cut from one subject to another, but really just a final piece of the puzzle that Finn put himself into the little construction figure, and that the words that Emmet speaks are actually the words that Finn speaks himself. The lighting matching in the foreground sets also connect Will Ferrell's characters to each other, if that wasn't already apparent by the same voice and appearance, just to further represent who the two human subjects represent in the Lego scope. The construction equipment in front of Finn further connects him to Emmet. As the final push towards the true connotative message, you may ask yourself, what is the purpose of this story that Finn made up in the first place? Emmet is an ordinary, rule-following construction worker who wants to be a master builder to become the special. Finn probably sees that in himself, since he is only a shadow of his dad and his huge creations. He wants to prove to himself and his dad that he is special too, in his own way. Imagining and creating his story, which is called the Lego Movie. You should check it out. Finn finds the confidence to stand up to his father and to declare that he can be special too. Because of this, Finn gets what he wanted from his father, and in the end... Wait, I'm not done yet! Thank you. As I was saying, in the end, the denotations made by the filmmakers in the sequence solidify that Emmet and Finn are one and the same, and that Finn uses the character of Emmet to find the confidence he lacked to finally speak up to his father. So thanks to the imagination and creative eternal storytelling of Finn, okay, now you can play it.
Everything is awesome.